My name is Ivy Carter, and the night my life broke did not start with screaming or tears, but with laughter that was not meant for me. I swear, she won't notice, Lily said softly. I stopped outside the study door, my hand still on the tray. Notice what? I whispered to myself. Ethan laughed. Ivy lives in her own world. She trusts too easily. My chest tightened. I leaned closer. Lily sighed. Sometimes I feel bad. She's family. Ethan replied, Don't. She's too quiet. Too simple. Easy to replace. The words hit harder than any slap. I pushed the door open. Replace me with what? They froze. Lily's face drained of color. Ethan didn't even stand up. Ivy, Lily said quickly, you're not supposed to be here. I live here, I said. So try again. Ethan rubbed his temples. You weren't meant to hear it like this. Hear what? I asked. That my fiancé and my cousin think I'm a joke? Lily stepped forward. I never wanted to hurt you. I laughed, sharp and broken. Then why are you in his arms? Ethan stood up slowly. Calm down. Don't tell me to calm down, I said. Tell me how long. Lily whispered, 6 months. 6 months. I tasted the number. So, every family dinner? Silence. Every time you kissed me? I asked Ethan. He didn't answer. Say it, I demanded. Yes, he said flatly. I stared at him. Did you ever love me? He hesitated. That was worse than a no. I cared, he said. But love? You were safe. Safe, I repeated. Like a habit? Lily cried. Please stop. I turned to her. You smiled at me every day. She sobbed. I was scared to lose both of you. You already did, I said. Ethan crossed his arms. You're being dramatic. That broke something final inside me. Dramatic would be screaming. This is me seeing you. He frowned. I never meant to marry you. My ears rang. Then why did you propose? Because it was easy, he said. You didn't demand anything. I nodded slowly. And now? He met my eyes. Now I want honesty. I laughed again, softer. You had years. Lily reached for my hand. Ivy, we can fix this. I pulled away. You fixed it already. Ethan said, What do you want? I looked around the room, at the life I built. I want the truth. He said quietly, I don't love you the way you love me. The sentence landed clean and deadly. I picked up my ring from the table. Then we're done. Lily gasped. You can't just leave. I placed the ring down. Watch me. As I walked out, I realized the hardest part was not losing them. It was realizing I had never really been seen. Ethan followed me into the hallway. Ivy, don't do this. I turned back. You already did, he said. You're throwing everything away. I shook my head. No. I'm finally picking myself. Lily cried my name, but I did not answer. I stepped outside, my hands shaking, my heart loud. I told myself, remember this feeling. Because this was the moment I stopped being quiet. This was the moment my old life ended. And I knew, even then, something inside me had just been reborn. Forever did I walked into the rain without knowing where my feet were taking me. The door closed behind me, but Ethan's voice stayed. Ivy, wait. I kept walking. The streetlights blurred. My phone buzzed. You promised forever, his old voice echoed in my head. I never meant it like that, his new voice answered. I laughed out loud. Which one was real? I asked the night. Rain soaked my hair. My shoes slipped. I love you, Ethan had said once. I don't love you the way you love me, he said tonight. I pressed my palm to my chest. Breathe, Ivy. A memory cut in. Will you marry me? Ethan asked. I whispered back. Yes. Another memory followed. You're safe, he told me. Safe. Replaceable. My phone rang again. Lily's name flashed. Don't, I said aloud. I turned onto the main road. Cars rushed past. I never wanted to hurt you, Lily cried in my memory. But you did, I answered. I stepped forward, then stopped. I chose you, I told Ethan in my head. You chose comfort, he replied. The rain got heavier. My thoughts got louder. Maybe I was boring, I said. You were convenient, his voice replied. My hands shook. I loved you. Silence answered. Headlights flashed too close. A horn screamed. Move, someone shouted. I turned. White light filled everything. I loved too blindly, I thought. Impact came like quiet. No pain. Just falling. Voices faded. Ivy. Darkness closed in. Then I heard breathing. My breathing. Open your eyes, a woman said. I gasped. What? Light stabbed my vision. Easy, the woman said. You're okay. I sat up too fast. Where's Ethan? She frowned. Who? My heart raced. What day is it? She checked a clipboard. March 12th. I froze. That's impossible, I whispered. She asked, Are you feeling dizzy? I looked at my hands. Younger. Unscarred. I stopped. Rain was gone. The street was gone. I swung my legs off the bed. I need a mirror, I said. The woman hesitated. You were in shock. I stood anyway. The mirror showed a face I knew too well. My old face. No, I breathed. No way. Memories slammed into place. Before the ring. Before Lily. Before the lie. I laughed, shaking. I'm alive. The woman asked, Do you need help? I met my reflection. I need a second chance. My heart steadied. Whatever this was, it wasn't death. It was a return. And I knew one thing clearly. I would never love the same way again. The room felt too quiet. I asked, Why am I here? The woman answered, You collapsed at home. At home? I whispered. Yes, she said gently. I closed my eyes. Then the accident. She shook her head. There was no accident. My breath caught. Then I didn't die. She said, You were lucky. I opened my eyes again. No, I said softly. I was chosen. She didn't understand. That was fine. I did. I stayed silent, listening to my heart, counting each beat, knowing my life had reset, knowing love would never blind me again, knowing this pain was the price of waking up. I stared at the ceiling and smiled once, because betrayal had ended me, but it had also brought me back to life again alive. I woke up to sunlight instead of sirens. My phone vibrated beside my pillow, and my first thought was simple. I'm alive. My second thought was worse. This is my old room. I sat up fast. No. The walls were pale blue. The clock read 7:10 a.m. My chest tightened. 3 years ago, I whispered. I ran to the mirror. My face stared back, softer, unbroken. I touched my cheek. Before the ring. My knees felt weak. I laughed once, sharp. Before I begged. Memories rushed in, clear and cruel. Ethan smiling. Lily hugging me. Me trusting both. I pressed my forehead to the glass. Never again. My phone rang. Ethan. I stared at the screen. My heart didn't race. That scared me more than panic. I answered. Hello. Morning, Ivy, he said warmly. Did I wake you? No, I replied. A pause. You sound tired. I'm fine. He chuckled. You always say that. I said nothing. Are we still on for dinner tonight? He asked. I thought of another night. Another table. Another lie. I can't, I said calmly. Silence stretched. Did something happen? No, I said. I just don't feel like going. That's new, he said lightly. You always make time. I smiled faintly. People change. He laughed. Since when? Since today, I said. Another pause. Are you upset with me? I closed my eyes. No. He sounded confused. Then why do I feel like you're far away? Maybe you're just noticing, I said. He cleared his throat. I'll call you later. You don't have to, I replied. I want to, he said. I answered honestly. I don't. The line went quiet. Then, okay. The call ended. I stared at the phone. My hands were steady. I didn't beg. I whispered. A knock came at my door. Ivy, my mom called. Breakfast is ready. I'm coming, I said. At the table, she smiled. You look pale. I didn't sleep well, I said. She poured coffee. Ethan coming over tonight? No, I said. Her eyebrows lifted. You two argue? No, I repeated. She studied me. You're different. I met her eyes. Is that bad? She smiled gently. Maybe it's overdue. After breakfast, I stepped outside. The air felt new. I saw Lily's name pop up on my phone. I didn't answer. I don't owe explanations, I told myself. I walked past the park where Ethan once held my hand. I don't miss you, I said aloud. My phone buzzed again. A message. Ethan, did I do something wrong? I typed, then erased. I sent, no. I'm just choosing myself. 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. I laughed quietly. Power feels like silence. I looked up at the sky. I remember everything. I remembered crying, waiting, forgiving. I won't be that girl, I said. I opened my notes and wrote one line. I will never beg for love again. My phone stayed quiet. For the first time, that felt right. I walked forward, not angry, not loud, just awake, knowing distance was my answer. Knowing restraint was my strength. Knowing this rebirth was not about revenge, but about refusing to disappear again for someone who never truly saw me at all. Did I let Ethan's phone ring until it stopped. Then it rang again. Ivy, his voicemail said, Did I do something wrong? I placed the phone face down. You did everything wrong, I said quietly. Another call came. I ignored it. At dinner, my mom watched me closely. You've been quiet lately. I'm just tired, I said. She frowned. Ethan called earlier. I know. Are you two fighting? I shook my head. No. Then why aren't you answering him? I met her eyes. Because I don't feel like talking. She hesitated. That doesn't sound like you. It is now. She said carefully, Lily mentioned a family lunch this weekend. I won't be there, I replied. Her fork paused midair. Why? I need space. From family, she asked. From noise, I said. She sighed. You're worrying people. I'm not responsible for that, I answered. My phone buzzed again. Ethan. I didn't look. Later that night, Lily texted me. Lily, are you mad at me? I stared at the screen. Interesting, I whispered. I typed nothing. Another message followed. Lily, you've been distant. I smiled faintly. Distance feels honest. The next day at work, Ethan showed up unannounced. Ivy, he said, blocking my path. Why won't you talk to me? I don't have anything to say, I replied. That's not fair, he said. I didn't ask for fair, I answered. He lowered his voice. Did someone tell you something? I looked at him calmly. Why would you ask that? His jaw tightened. You're acting strange. I'm acting peaceful, I said. He laughed nervously. Peaceful people don't ignore calls. They do, I said, when they're done explaining. He stepped closer. You're scaring me. I smiled softly. That's not my intention. But you won't fight, he said. You won't argue. I don't need to, I replied. He searched my face. Are you planning something? I shook my head. I'm letting go. His voice dropped. Of me? I answered honestly. Of expectations. He stood there, silent. That evening, Lily cornered me outside my building. You didn't answer my texts, she said. I saw them, I replied. She crossed her arms. What's going on with you? Nothing, I said. That's a lie, she snapped. I met her gaze. You're used to reactions. I'm not giving you one. Her eyes narrowed. You think you're better than us now? No, I said. I'm just tired. She scoffed. You always forgive. Not anymore, I replied. She froze. Forgive what? I stepped past her. Good night, Lily. Behind me, she said, this silence won't last. I didn't turn back. It already has. Inside my apartment, my phone buzzed again. Ethan, please talk to me. I typed one message. Ivy, I'm choosing peace. I turned the phone off. I leaned against the door and exhaled. No shouting. No exposure. No revenge. Just absence. And somehow, that absence was louder than anything I could have ever said, because the calmer I became, the more restless they grew, and I finally understood that choosing peace wasn't weakness at all. It was the beginning of their fear. Ethan waited for me outside the office, like he owned the space. When I stepped out, he said my name sharply. Ivy. I stopped. What is it? You, he said. You've changed. I nodded. People do. He stepped closer. Don't dodge me. I'm not, I replied. I'm standing right here. His voice dropped. Why are you acting like I don't matter? I looked at him, calm. Because I don't need you anymore. The words hung between us. He blinked. That's not funny. I'm not joking, I said. You needed me last month, he said. I wanted you. I corrected. There's a difference. He ran a hand through his hair. Did Lily say something? I shook my head. I don't get my thoughts from other people.
His jaw tightened.
So you're just done? I'm done explaining, I said. He laughed without humor. You think you're strong now? I am strong, I replied. Because I'm not angry. That scares me, he admitted. I tilted my head. Then listened to that feeling. I walked past him.
He didn't follow.
Inside, whispers followed me. Did you hear Ivy's acting weird? I heard she thinks she's better than everyone now. Lily said Ivy's playing games. I heard it all. I said nothing. At lunch, Lily passed by my table slowly. You okay? She asked loudly. I'm fine, I said. She smiled thinly. People are talking. They always do, I replied. She leaned closer. You should defend yourself. I don't need to, I said. Her smile faltered. You don't care? I care about peace, I answered. She straightened. This isn't over. I met her eyes. It already is. Later, while I worked, someone placed a coffee beside my keyboard. Did you order this? A quiet voice asked. I looked up.
No.
I figured, he said. You don't drink sugar. I blinked. How do you know that? He shrugged. I pay attention. I'm Ivy, I said. Noah, he replied. Noah Bennett. Thank you for the coffee, I said. He hesitated. You seem steady. I smiled slightly. That's one word for it. He glanced around. Office gossip is loud today. I noticed, I said. You're handling it well, he said. I don't see the point of reacting, I replied. He nodded. Silence makes people uncomfortable. I'm counting on it, I said. He smiled, small and respectful. If you ever need help, just ask. I will, I said. He walked away without waiting for more. That afternoon, Ethan messaged me. Ethan, people say you're acting cold. I typed back. Ivy, I'm just calm. Ethan, that's worse. I stared at the screen. Ivy, that's not my problem. 3 dots appeared, then vanished. I locked my phone. As I packed my bag, Lily's laughter echoed down the hall, too loud, too forced. I didn't look back. I walked out feeling light, untouched, certain. Anger would have fed them. Silence starved them. And every step I took without looking back made their voices louder, their lies messier, their control weaker, because nothing unsettles manipulators more than realizing the person they expected to break has already walked away without needing to fight at all. Ethan called me 3 times before noon. I answered the 4th. Why are you apologizing? I asked. There was a pause. Because you're pulling away. That's not an answer, I said. He sighed. I don't know what I did, but I know I messed up. I leaned back in my chair. You want forgiveness without understanding. I just want us back, he said. There's no back, I replied. His voice tightened. You're being unfair. I'm being honest, I said. He lowered his tone. I miss you. I closed my eyes. Missing me doesn't mean you valued me. Silence followed. I'm trying, he said quietly. I can see that, I answered. It's just too late. The call ended without goodbye. At lunch, Lily sat across from me, without asking. You seem busy lately, she said. I am, I replied. With what? She asked sharply. With myself, I said. Her fingers tightened around her cup. Ethan's been distracted. That's not my concern, I said. She laughed, strained. You act like you don't care. I don't, I answered. Her eyes flashed. You used to. I used to forget myself, I said. She leaned closer. You think you're winning? I met her gaze. I'm not playing. She stood up abruptly. We'll see. After work, I met Mia for coffee.
She smiled when she saw me.
There you are. I'm here, I said. She studied my face. You look lighter. I feel clearer, I replied. She laughed. I miss this version of you. What version? I asked. The one who didn't apologize for breathing, she said. I smiled. So did I. She stirred her drink. Ethan texted me. I raised an eyebrow. Why? He asked if you were okay, she said. I shrugged. I am. Mia leaned forward. You're done, aren't you? Yes, I said simply. She nodded. Good. The next week, Ethan showed up again. I thought you blocked me, he said. I didn't, I replied. I just stopped chasing. He rubbed his neck. Lily's been acting weird. I said nothing. She's jealous, he added. She thinks I'm thinking about you. And are you? I asked. He hesitated. All the time. I met his eyes. That's your burden. He frowned. You don't even ask why I'm sorry. I don't need to, I said. I know. He whispered. I hate this distance. I love it, I replied. That night, Mia called me. You remember when you almost quit your job for him? She asked. I remember, I said. You're leading a project now, she said. You're glowing. I'm just focused, I replied. On yourself, she said proudly. I hung up and checked my messages. Ethan, can we talk? I typed back. Ivy, I'm busy. That was true. Lily posted photos online, smiling too hard. Ethan stopped smiling at work. I didn't celebrate. I didn't interfere. I just kept moving. Every unanswered call, every calm reply, every moment I chose myself tightened something around them both, slow and invisible, like karma taking its time, because the more I let go, the more he held on, and the heavier that weight became for them instead of me. Lily stopped me in the parking lot like she had planned it. Her smile was sharp. So this is your game, she said. I set my bag down. I'm not playing one. She laughed. You act calm. You act superior. I act honest, I replied. She stepped closer. You want everyone to think you're noble. I don't care what they think, I said. That's a lie, she snapped. You've always cared. I cared about love, I answered. Not approval. Her eyes darkened. You think you won. I shook my head. There was nothing to win. She crossed her arms. Ethan still talks about you. That's his problem, I said. She leaned in. Say you're angry. I'm not, I replied. Cry, she demanded. Scream at me. I won't, I said calmly. Her voice rose. You're pretending to be above this. I'm just done, I said. She scoffed. You were nothing without him. I smiled softly. I was myself before him. She froze. You sound rehearsed. I sound free, I replied. She clenched her fists. You don't get to walk away clean. I already did, I said. You think people won't choose sides? She asked. They already have, I answered. And it doesn't matter. Her breathing grew uneven. He loved you. No, I said. He depended on me. She snapped. He chose me. I met her eyes. You can keep him. I already let him go. The words landed hard. Her face went pale. You're lying. I'm not, I said. You're supposed to fight, she whispered. I don't need to, I replied. She shook her head. Then why does it feel like I'm losing? I picked up my bag. Because you needed me to care. She laughed, brittle. You're cruel. No, I said. I'm done bleeding for you. She stepped back. You were always weak. I was kind, I corrected. There's a difference. She shouted, Say you hate me. I don't, I replied. That hurt her more. You think peace makes you strong? She asked. It already did, I said. She stared at me like she was seeing a stranger. You don't need us. I never did, I said quietly. I just thought I did. She whispered, You ruined everything. I shook my head. You did. Her voice cracked. I needed to win. I softened my tone. You needed validation. She looked away. And you? I needed myself, I said. I turned to leave. Behind me, she said, Ethan will regret this. I paused. So will you. I walked away without shaking. My phone buzzed later. Ethan, Lily says you hate us. I typed one line. Ivy, I don't hate anyone. He replied, confused. Ethan, then why does this hurt? I didn't answer. I sat alone that night, calm, steady, unchanged. Lily wanted rage to prove her worth. She wanted tears to feel chosen. I gave her nothing. And in that nothing, I finally understood that I was no longer defined by betrayal, because when I refused to fight for a man I no longer wanted, the war she needed to feel alive ended, and I walked away whole, quiet, and completely out of her reach forever, that I heard Ethan arguing before I saw him. You're not listening, he snapped somewhere down the hall. I slowed my steps. I am listening, Lily shot back. You're obsessed. With what? He demanded. With her, she said. With Ivy. I kept walking. You're imagining things, Ethan replied. You say her name in your sleep, Lily said. Silence followed. At work, whispers reached me again. Did you hear Ethan miss the deadline? He snapped at the manager. Lily caused a scene yesterday. I didn't ask questions. At my desk, Noah leaned over the divider. Do you have a minute? He asked. For you, yes, I said. He smiled. The director asked who should lead the new project. I blinked. And I said your name, he replied. I hesitated. I've never led one that big. You've done the work, he said. You're just scared. I corrected. He nodded. Apply. I inhaled slowly. Okay. Later, in the break room, Ethan walked in with Lily behind him. She said sharply, Why do you keep staring at her desk? I'm not, he replied. You compare everything to her, Lily snapped. That's not fair, he said. I poured my coffee without turning around. She was calm, Ethan muttered. You're always angry. Lily laughed bitterly. So now it's my fault. I didn't say that, he said. You didn't have to, she replied. I left before they noticed me. That afternoon, my manager called me in. We're considering you for the promotion, she said. I nodded. Thank you. You seem focused lately, she added. I am, I replied. Outside the office, Ethan waited. You going for the promotion? He asked. Yes, I said. You never wanted that before, he said. I didn't want a lot of things before, I replied. He frowned. You're changing everything. I'm changing myself, I said. He lowered his voice. Lily's been insecure. That's between you two, I replied. He looked tired. She's not you. I know, I said. He flinched. You used to call me. I'm not responsible for that anymore, I said. He swallowed. I messed up. Yes, I agreed. He looked at me like he wanted to say more. I walked away. That evening Mia called. Guess what? She said. Ethan lost a client. I heard, I replied. Lily blamed him publicly, she added. I'm not surprised, I said. You okay? Mia asked. I'm great, I answered. At my desk the next day, Noah stopped by again. Interviews tomorrow, he said. I know, I replied. You earned this, he said. So did I answered. Across the room, Ethan raised his voice. You can't just walk out, he shouted. I can, Lily replied. You're not the man I thought you were. Neither are you, he snapped. People stared. I kept typing. Noah watched them, then looked at me. That must be strange. It's distant, I said. That's good, he replied. I nodded. It is. That night, Ethan texted me. Ethan, I don't recognize my life anymore. I read it once. I didn't respond. I closed my laptop, reviewing my interview notes, feeling steady. I wasn't rising because he was falling. He was falling because he never learned to stand without leaning on someone else. I rose quietly, one decision at a time, while his voice grew louder, his mistakes more public, his regrets heavier, and without lifting a finger, without speaking a word, I watched the power shift completely, realizing that peace doesn't make noise, but collapse always does. Ethan showed up at my door after midnight. I knew it was him before I opened it. Ivy, he said, voice shaking. Please. I didn't move. It's late. I know, he said. I didn't know where else to go. I stepped aside. You have 5 minutes. He walked in slowly, like the space might reject him. I messed up, he said immediately. Yes, I replied. That's it, he asked. Just yes. What else is there? I said. He ran his hands through his hair. I was weak. I know, I answered. I let comfort ruin everything, he said. I took you for granted. I crossed my arms. You already told me that. His eyes widened. I never said it like this. You didn't need to, I said. He took a step closer. I regret it, Ivy. Every day. I believe you, I replied. That stopped him. You do? Yes, I said. Regret looks like this. His shoulders dropped. Then why do you sound so calm? Because your regret isn't my responsibility, I said. He swallowed. Lily left. I heard, I replied. She said I was obsessed with you, he said. Maybe I am. That's not love, I said. That's loss. He shook his head. You were my anchor. I was your excuse not to grow, I answered. He flinched. I can change. I already did, I said. He reached for my hand. I stepped back. Please, he whispered. Give me another chance. I studied his face. The panic. The need. The fear. I already forgave you, I said quietly. Hope flickered in his eyes. Then we can. That's why I can't go back, I finished. His face fell. That doesn't make sense. It does, I replied. Forgiveness means I don't carry anger. Not that I erase truth. He whispered, I don't recognize you. I finally recognize myself, I said. He laughed weakly. You used to fight for us. I used to fight alone, I replied. He dropped into the chair. I ruined everything. Yes, I said again. Tears filled his eyes. Say something, Kinder. I won't lie to make you feel better, I answered. He wiped his face. I miss how you looked at me. I don't, I said. That broke him. You don't hate me? He asked. No, I replied. Then why does this hurt so much? He asked. Because you lost control, I said. Not because you lost love. He stood up suddenly. I can be better. For someone else, I said. He shook his head. I wanted to be you. I opened the door. That time is gone. He stood there, frozen. You're really done. Yes, I said. He whispered my name. I hope you heal, I said honestly. He stepped outside. I wish I had seen you sooner. I wish you hadn't needed to lose me to look, I replied. The door closed. I leaned against it steady. No shaking. No tears. No doubt. I felt nothing for him anymore. And in that emptiness, I felt free. Not because I won, but because I no longer needed him to lose. I walked back into my quiet apartment, sat on the couch, and breathed, knowing that the man who once held my heart had no power left, knowing that forgiveness was not a bridge backward but a door forward, and that this calm, this stillness, this final refusal was my true victory at last. I watched from my office window as Ethan stormed out of the cafe, Lily trailing behind him. She looked furious, her arms crossed. You can't keep blaming me, he shouted. I'm done, she said, voice sharp. You're unstable. I can't fix you. I set my mug down. The familiar twist of satisfaction didn't rise. Only calm. A week later, my phone buzzed with a text from Mom. Grace, dinner tonight? I want to talk. I typed back. I'll be there. At the table, she looked at me with quiet eyes. Ivy, I'm sorry. For what? I asked. For not seeing how strong you are.
For doubting you, she said.
I nodded slowly. You saw only what you wanted to see. She reached across. You taught me otherwise. I let her hand go without taking it. Thank you, I said. Later that evening, I deleted old messages from Ethan. Each conversation disappeared, like erasing ghosts. I whispered to myself, I don't need reminders. The next day, I found the engagement ring in a drawer. A small, shiny token of a past I once thought mattered. I held it for a moment, then returned it to its box. No one owns this anymore, I said softly. At work, people who once doubted me came around. Your project was amazing, my manager said. You handled that so well. Thanks, I replied. Noah stopped by. I knew you could do it. I just stayed focused, I said. You're calm under pressure, he said. They noticed that. I didn't do it for them, I replied. That afternoon, Ethan's name came up in a meeting. The whispers reached me. He lost the account, someone said. Lily left him. Another added. I didn't react. My desk felt lighter. The office buzzed with chaos elsewhere, and I stayed steady. My phone buzzed. A message from Lily. Lily, he's a mess. I typed back one word. Ivy free. At home, I placed the ring back in the drawer and locked it. Closure isn't revenge, I whispered. It's peace. Memories of betrayal drifted through my mind. Ethan's pleading, Lily's jealousy. All the noise I once carried. I smiled faintly. I didn't touch karma. Karma touched them. I cleared the old messages again, making sure every trace of the past was gone. The apartment was quiet. Sunlight spilled across the floor. I thought of Noah. His quiet support, his words that didn't pressure me, only reminded me who I was. I took a deep breath. I never needed to fight to be free. My phone buzzed with a reminder. Lunch with Mia. I smiled. Tomorrow, I said aloud. I realized something important. Choosing peace didn't save Ethan. It revealed him. His flaws, his weakness, his need for control. And in that revelation, I felt light, untethered. No apologies needed from him. No revenge required. No confrontation necessary. I returned the engagement ring to its box again, and this time I felt nothing but calm. I whispered to myself, I don't need him. I don't need her. I just need me. The quiet was beautiful. The world kept spinning, and I kept walking forward, free from anger, free from dependence, free to live exactly as I chose. I smiled, knowing the karma I never touched was the most satisfying of all. It unfolded naturally, perfectly, leaving me whole and untouchable, while their chaos played out exactly as it should. I stepped into the office, the morning sunlight cutting across the floor. Everything felt steady, balanced. I smiled at my reflection in the glass door. Ivy Carter, I whispered. This is you. Noah was already at his desk. He looked up. Morning.
Morning, I said.
You look calm, he noted. I am, I replied. He smiled, small and genuine. Good. You earned that. I walked past him, feeling the weight of the past lift. My phone buzzed. A message from my mom. Grace, proud of you. I'm sorry for doubting you. I read it twice, then typed back. Ivy, thank you. It means a lot. The office was quiet. I checked my email, reviewed reports, and felt the satisfaction of competence. Every decision, every project felt like mine alone. Noah came over again. Lunch, he asked. I'd like that, I said. We walked to the cafe nearby. He didn't try to hold my hand or lead the conversation into romance. He just listened, respected my space, and offered steady company. That's how it should be. You're different, he said as we waited for our orders. I choose myself now, I replied. It's simpler. You look happy, he said.
I feel it, I said. He nodded.
I'm glad. After lunch, I returned to the office. My desk was clean. I opened a drawer and found the old ring Ethan gave me years ago. My fingers hovered over it. No power left here, I whispered. I set it down in the box marked donate, symbolic and final. My phone buzzed again. An unknown number. I glanced. It was Ethan. I didn't answer. He had lost access, influence, control. His life was distant, fractured. I watched from afar as he tried to navigate work and personal life without the calm I once offered. His mistakes multiplied. Lily had left him, taking her validation elsewhere. I didn't gloat. I only observed quietly. Later, I deleted old messages. Conversations filled with pleading, arguing, forgiving, and hurting gone. I felt no emptiness, only relief. All clean, I whispered. All mine. No one knocked lightly. Everything okay? Better than okay, I said. He smiled. You've changed the room by being here. I laughed softly. I changed myself first. He didn't push, didn't comment further. His respect was a mirror of my strength. Weeks passed. I led projects, gained recognition, earned promotions. Family members who once doubted me, Grace, my cousins, now praised my determination. I never mentioned the betrayal or Ethan. Words were unnecessary. Truth had revealed itself. One evening, I stepped onto the balcony, watching the city glow. My phone buzzed, another text from Ethan. I didn't read it. I didn't need to. My heart remained steady. I whispered. Choosing peace didn't save him. It revealed him. Noah joined me, quiet. Beautiful view, he said.
It is, I said.
We stood together, side by side, unspoken understanding in the silence. He was steady, supportive, present without taking, giving without demanding. I breathed deeply. I am free, I said aloud. Free from the past, from regret, from needing someone else to define me. He smiled gently. You earned this. Yes, I said. And I'll keep earning it. Every day. I looked out at the city again. Somewhere below, Ethan lingered, haunted by what he lost, unable to reach the life I built, unable to touch the calm I now carried. I didn't pity him. I didn't gloat. I only stood firm, knowing that growth always outshines regret, and peace always triumphs when it is chosen, not forced. And for the first time, I understood fully. I had everything I wanted, because I had myself. I sat at my desk, the afternoon sun spilling across my papers. Everything felt still, steady, exactly as it should. I picked up my coffee and let it warm my hands. Noah appeared in the doorway, smiling faintly. You look complete, he said. I set the cup down. I feel it, I replied. You've changed, he said. Not just outwardly. Everything about you is different. I've learned something, I said. Peace isn't weakness. It's power. He stepped inside. I see that now. And everyone else does too. I nodded. They do. But that's not why I did it. He raised an eyebrow. Then why? Because I finally chose myself, I said. For years, I thought love was about fighting, about proving worth. I fought for people who didn't see me. I begged for approval I shouldn't have needed. I lost pieces of myself in that. Rebirth isn't just time. I had to rebuild who I am. Noah smiled quietly. And you did. I did, I repeated. And it wasn't dramatic. I didn't scream or expose anyone. I just stepped back. I stopped chasing. I let silence do its work. Ethan noticed, he said softly. Yes, I said. He's unraveling now. But it's not my doing. It's the absence of me. Not the presence of anger. Not the weight of revenge. Just me choosing not to disappear for him again. Noah nodded. That's real strength. I leaned back. I used to think revenge required action. I imagined it as shouting, as exposing as pain. But peace, it's subtler. It works slowly, invisibly. It shifts the balance without anyone realizing until it's too late.
You've proven that, he said.
I smiled faintly. I didn't have to do anything. Karma, truth, and natural consequence. Those were stronger than anything I could have orchestrated. I just held my boundaries, focused on my life, and let the rest fall into place. I picked up my phone, scrolling briefly. Messages from Ethan and Lily, some apologetic, some bitter. None needed answers. None had power over me anymore. I deleted the rest of the remnants of my past, the arguments, the begging, the reminders of pain. Every message erased was a piece of freedom reclaimed. Noah watched quietly. Are you sure you're done with all of it? I am, I said. Done with needing them to see me, done with needing them to change, done with needing them at all. Peace was my revenge because it wasn't chaos. It wasn't anger. It was stability, it was self-respect, it was me standing still while they fell apart. He studied me, and that feels good? Better than I imagined, I said. There's clarity now. I am fully present in my life. Career, friends, boundaries, all of it is mine, unshakable. I am the center of my own universe, and that feeling is unbeatable. I glanced out the window. Somewhere far away, Ethan struggled with what he lost. Lily moved on to her own illusions. I felt nothing for them. No satisfaction, no hatred, just recognition. The past existed, the mistakes existed, but they didn't define me. I did. I turned back to Noah. People think strength is loud, vengeful, dramatic. But it's quiet. It's choosing not to react to what doesn't serve you. It's choosing yourself instead of confrontation. That's why I am free now. He nodded slowly. I understand. I think everyone will eventually. I hope they do, I said. Because understanding it doesn't make it easier. It just confirms the truth. I can't save them. I don't have to. And that's the point. I leaned back in my chair, arms folded, feeling the pulse of my own calm. My phone stayed silent. My inbox remained untouched. My world, my decisions, my peace. I had survived betrayal, heartbreak, manipulation. And I had grown, not just back to who I was, but forward, stronger, wiser, unshakable. I whispered to myself, peace wasn't weakness. It was power. And that power is mine forever. Outside, the city moved on, busy, chaotic, full of people chasing control, chasing validation, chasing what they cannot have. I stayed still, steady, complete. I had lived through my past, and I had chosen myself. For the first time, fully and finally, I was free.